what's interesting about the global Dokkan schedule, or not really schedule, but the current celebration, is that this banner right here is actually arriving for global. I mean, I'm recording this before it actually arrives, since, you know, I'm going to be away for a whole week, so I won't be able to actually cover it when it's actually arrives. But this is actually the part 2 banner for the Trunks celebration that took place back in July. So this is Carnival. This is TEQ Trunks here, arriving on July 31st. And then the waifu banner arrived, you know, it's usual part 2, distance, time away, right here. But this is coming for global now on the 23rd, 24th-ish of October, or 22nd, depending on, you know, what time it is and whatever. But this is coming without Trunks. So whatever Trunks actually arrives for global Dokkan, he won't really have a part 2 to cover, which kind of begs the question, when will he actually arrive? There's a few different ways they can actually end up, you know, playing this out. One of them is to release Trunks at the end of October, which we know they won't really have a problem doing. It's not really too customary for global to do that, but last year they released Dokkan Festival at the beginning of October, right? Which with Pan, that was last year, alongside the part 2 waifu banners. And then because of the hero collaboration, we had a dual Dokkan Festival. I mean, one Dokkan Fest, but 2 Dokkan Fest units, right? That release at the end of October. So they will, like, if they wanted to, they can definitely release Trunks and it wouldn't be, oh my god, that's super weird, right? But the years before that in October, we usually just had Dokkan Fest on the part 2, and then just some Easy A's and like a world tournament, right? That was last year. And sorry, that was 2 years ago. And 3 years ago in October, we had same thing, Dokkan Fest, part 2 waifu banner, and then world tournament. What was it actually? I'm curious to see what it was 4 years ago. We had Dokkan Fest, of course, the part 2, and just some awakenings and stuff. So yeah, it's not really too popular to see for global, at least because I know JP loves to get Dokkan Fests at the end of October, even November. But for global, it's not really too, it's not too popular. It's not like too likely to happen, but Trunks dropping at the end of October could definitely easily happen. Or what they could do is drop Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, in November, then maybe release like a random part 2 banner, then release heroes, and then December could be Trunks and then Carnival Omega, right? Or they could just release, I guess, you know, Trunks in November, because it would make more sense for Carnival Goku and, sorry, for Carnival Omega and Super Saiyan 4 Goku to be together. But Dokkan, especially global, doesn't make sense, right? Super Gogeta dropped in November, and then Super Janemba dropped in January, close to February. So things don't really need to make sense when it comes to global, and we understand that. So a likely scenario is they drop this Trunks early November, followed by a random part 2 LR banner, and then boom, heroes. December, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Carnival Omega. Then we end up having, you know, of course, the Tanabata banner and all that great stuff. So let me know what you think. I just wanted to bring this to your attention, though, because whenever Trunks arrives, they're going to fill in his slot with something else. It's not going to be this banner because it's arriving for global in just, you know, 2 or 3 days from when I'm recording this, but it should already be out by the time I'm, you know, covering or, you know, uploading this video. So just keep that in mind, and depending on where he ends up falling could tell us a little bit more about what could release for part 2, if there is going to be a part 2 during the celebration. But keep in mind that TEQ Trunks still needs to arrive for global, Super Saiyan 4 Goku still needs to arrive for global, Carnival Omega still needs to arrive for global, Hero still needs to arrive for global. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how they end up, I guess, kind of like releasing and going about the schedule. But of course, if any news drops, I will let you know. Stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and peace.